Amazon is abandoning multiple brick-and-mortar stores this fall as its retail and grocery businesses face a series of challenges. Amid slower sales and a bleak outlook for the rest of the year, CEO Andy Jassy is cutting back on costs ahead of its quarterly earnings report that is about to be released next week and is likely to bring disappointing results for investors once again. Earlier this year, the company's stock was hammered due to growing signs of struggle in its brick-and-mortar segment. The market rout was so brutal that it wiped billions of dollars out of Jeff Bezos' fortune. Now, with consumer budgets still being stretched by rising prices, the retail behemoth is closing several locations where its tech innovations have failed to impress. If you want to know whether your local store is on the chopping block and also understand how the retail recession is dragging Amazon down in 2024, stay with us until the end of the video, because the news we're going to share with you today will certainly not be reported by the mainstream media. Amazon is giving up on its Just Walk Out technology, according to new reports. The system allowed customers to simply put their shopping into their bags and leave the store without having to get in line at the checkout. Just a few days ago, the company said it would close multiple Amazon Fresh and Amazon Go stores that relied on the technology to operate. The targeted locations use AI systems to track the products consumers select, allowing them to buy items without ever having to formally check out with a cashier. The program is used in half of the e-commerce giant's brick-and-mortar stores, meaning that 50% of its retail footprint is about to disappear. Experts with Business Insider explained that the Just Walk Out system uses a host of cameras and sensors to collect data about consumer patterns, but instead of closing the technological loop with pure automation and artificial intelligence, the company depends on an army of over 1,000 workers in India who act as remote cashiers and keep the stores under surveillance. Critics say the tech is a highly invasive marketing ploy to get more shoppers to shop at its stores, while actively undercutting the local job market. The retailer started rolling out the system, which was meant to revolutionize the retail experience with AI back in 2018. Many of its rivals, including Walmart, followed suit by announcing similar cashier-less stores. Now, almost 6 years later, the program has seemingly become more of a burden. The information reports that the tech was far too slow and too expensive to implement, given that outsourced cashiers often take hours to send back data so customers can get their receipts. Advocates argue that, on top of relying on cheap outsourced labor instead of paying fair wages locally, Amazon has also been collecting copious amounts of sensitive data, such as customers' in-store behavior, turning a quick visit to the store into a privacy nightmare. In 2023, the consumer advocacy group Surveillance Technology Oversight Project filed a class action lawsuit against the retailer, accusing it of failing to inform customers that it was secretly selling data to Starbucks for profit. Despite its aggressive expansion into the brick-and-mortar segment in recent years, Amazon's retail and grocery store footprint is still dwarfed by those of its competitors, including Walmart, Costco, and Kroger. By the end of the year, its share of the market will be even smaller, as dozens of physical stores are scheduled to close permanently. Over the past couple of weeks, the e-commerce titan has closed 3 of its Go convenience stores in New York, as well as several locations in Virginia and Washington State, including a store in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. In the last 12 months, the number of storefronts it operates declined by nearly 70%. The latest closings in particular happened due to economic reasons. A spokesperson revealed, "In this case, we couldn't make the economics work with the lease cost, so we've decided not to renew and have closed these locations." As for the Just Walk Out technology, CEO Andy Jassy says the company remains committed to building out the system as an offering for third-party merchants. In other words, Amazon is willing to sell the tech to other retailers despite fiasco at its own stores. But the price retailers will pay for the system is higher than you can imagine. Merchants will have to share their consumer data with Amazon, a company known for studying its rivals to crush them later. Whether the strategy will work or not is yet to be seen. According to a former executive, many of Amazon's strategies in the retail and grocery business didn't work out as planned. This month, Tony Hargett, the company's senior vice president of grocery, is leaving the segment to join Mark Law's food delivery startup Wonder as chief operating officer. Supply chain consultant and former Amazon executive Britain Ladd has taken to social media to argue that Hargett has tried to save Amazon's grocery business but has realized many problems were out of his control. In a LinkedIn post, Ladd said, "According to over a dozen sources I spoke with since Tony Hargett left for Wonder, Amazon's physical grocery strategy is failing." On the 6th of July 2021, Amazon hired Tony to be SVP for both physical stores and online. Tony was recruited from Tesco. He's truly an expert in all aspects of running a successful grocery retailer. He learned very quickly that Amazon does not understand the grocery business. Ladd explained that instead of solidifying a single integrated grocery offering supported by a well-established distribution and logistics network, Amazon chose to build a chain of competing offerings, Amazon Fresh and now Amazon Grocery, even though it had acquired Whole Foods Market in 2017. According to his sources, Amazon Fresh is struggling to keep products on the shelves because our supply chain is so bad. The stores are nice, but sales are low as customers know the products they want will be out of stock. The customer experience is terrible. Ladd continued, saying, Tony identified that Whole Foods had to improve. He had big plans to grow sales by requiring the grocer to stock and sell Coke, Tide, Oreos, and other consumer packaged products in their stores. Selling these products at Whole Foods wouldn't dilute the brand, he emphasized. But Whole Foods CEO Jason Buchel refused to listen to Tony. Andy Jassy and Doug Harrington failed to support Tony and forced the chain to sell packaged goods, even though 95% of the customers leave Whole Foods stores to buy these products at a competitor of Amazon. Tony was frustrated. The grocer's refusal to comply led him to create workarounds for getting consumer packaged products in the stores without customers actually seeing the products. The lack of a clear plan has resulted in some of the financial losses the online retailer has faced this year. With its operations faltering on many levels, Amazon is having to roll back a few projects, shut down fulfillment centers, and lay off thousands of workers. In the first quarter, Amazon canceled its same-day delivery program that picked up orders from retailers' local stores called Amazon Today. Insiders have pointed out that Amazon's streamlined supply chains are a thing of the past. Now they are looking messy and understaffed. Last month, the industry leader announced that 2 more fulfillment centers, one based in Sacramento and the other in Irvine, are set to close by early December, marking the latest Amazon closures in the state. Over the past couple of years, Amazon has closed or scaled back many locations across California, resulting in thousands of jobs being lost. This includes 9 warehouses being closed or diminished, thousands of Silicon Valley jobs being slashed, Amazon pulling out all of their stores in San Francisco, the Stockton warehouse closing down, and most recently, a San Francisco fulfillment center being shuttered for good. This huge cycle of closures has resulted in many workers either being fired, transferred to locations farther away, and, in some cases, leaving cities high and dry, with a huge employment gap to fill. Reasons behind the closures have also varied, including consolidation, closing older facilities in favor of building or buying new ones in a different geographic area, and reacting to the economic fluctuations following the pandemic. The state has also made things hard for the company, with Amazon looking to push back against labor unions and being hit several times with worker law violations. While the growing financial problems impacting Amazon this year have triggered the biggest crash on their shares since 2022. In the second quarter, the stock plunged by 12% on a single day after the company reported slowing sales growth and said consumers were seeking out cheaper options for purchases. CEO Andy Jassy said on a post-earnings call that customers were trading down on price when they could. The company's shares were trading at about $165 at the time, with the stock among the biggest drags on the Nasdaq. Amazon lost about $188 billion in market value on August the 2nd. Art Hogan, chief market strategist at B. Riley Wealth, says Amazon is facing two major challenges this year: a consumer that continues to search out lower prices and competition largely from discount sites such as Temu and Shine. Jeff Bezos' net worth fell by nearly $16 billion due to the crash, and following a disappointing jobs report fueling a larger market sell-off that accelerated the rout for big tech stocks. That was the sharpest correction since April 28, 2022, when Amazon's shares dropped by 14% after reporting earnings that fell nearly $1 per share below expectations, according to FactSet. The value of Bezos' stake in Amazon, totaling 928 million shares, dropped from $170.8 billion to about $154.9 billion. All 10 of the richest people in the world that held Amazon shares lost at least $1 billion, including Tesla's Elon Musk, who lost $5.2 billion, LVMH CEO Bernard Arnault, who saw $3.1 billion of his net worth being wiped out, and Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, who reported the loss of $3.3 billion. The upcoming earnings results are likely to put Amazon in big trouble again. As fears of a deep economic downturn intensify, not even the world's largest online retailer is safe. Thank you for watching.